Hey guys, namaste. So you might have seen these types of videos in 3Blue1Brown famous channel. There might be other channels as well who use these techniques. So here is a basic video which I created for 30-40 seconds where it tells you how the attention and in broader terms transformer works. You can see the embeddings, the attention, how the tokens pass through different layers, and you can see the animations as well. So that looks nice, right? Then the next token is predicted through the transformers over the vocabulary, and the probability distribution chart is shown here. You can see the animations as well. And you will wonder, like, I built it from scratch and it took me just 2 or 3 minutes to create this video. So what exactly is this? Let's see. And I'm not teaching this to create these videos. I'm teaching you to how to make a platform to create these videos. We'll do this together in this journey. So let's start. I'll just make it full time, not full time, I mean the full screen. So what if one topic could become a video like this? You have a topic and you want to make a video to teach people or to present anywhere in this world or in your organization or in a school or anywhere. So this was one small topic which I took, how LLMs work. Let's go. We can name it anything, but I named it Manim. So a system that turns any topic into a 3Blue1Brown style explainer. We will be building this from scratch, and this will be completely agentic AI. And why from scratch? Because in interviews, many times, if you are vibe coding a project and they ask you, can you write this fast API code again? Or can you explain me that state or any other thing? People sometimes trip off because they use their brains as well as vibe coding. But if you create it from scratch, I don't think you will feel any issues when you're explaining it in an interview. So we'll create this from scratch without using any LLM or without using any AI. What it is, you put the topic in and you'll get the final video as you saw at the start. What are the AI agents which might use? We might change it later, but for now, we will be having researchers which will research the topic, the fact checks, if the topic is correct and the content it fetched from the internet is correct or not. Then the storyboards on how the scenes will be, scripts on what we should speak. This is optional. Then the codes to generate or to render the Manim video, which I just showed you, the voices, which the voiceover you will do, and assembling it to the final video. And there will be human in the loop for every part. You can basically choose when to pause, when to reiterate, when to play a step again or whatever. So as I said, these are the agents which we'll be using: research, fact check, blueprint, storyboard, voice it, and aligning. There will be a critic as well at the last to just check if the final video is correct or not. So if any text is overlapping, if the video is cutting your screen size, or anything, then it will be visually criticizing it. Let's see the architecture. Let's understand this. You will have an input where you will put the topic. You can also upload your documents if you want, and we'll use RAG to basically fetch important things from those documents. You can strictly say that you want to create the videos from these documents only, and we can do that as well. There will be a configuration file here, which basically will have, you can put the audience type, which type of audience you're teaching, either a 10-year-old kid or a PhD person. You can put the depth of the video, how much depth you need, duration, language, theme, voice, everything. Then this will go to the langgraph orchestrator. You can also call it as a supervisor. What it does is it's basically supervises or manages. In a company, there are many people working on small things, but the managing director work is to manage everything. So that's what orchestrator it can pause. It saves different checkpoints on when the video will be saved, not the video, when the state will be saved. What exactly is the state? State is nothing but it's a piece of paper. You can understand. I'll give you an example of a hospital. So if you go to a hospital, you have a slip or prescription script. You go to the nurse, she takes your vitals, she writes weight, age, everything on a paper. Then you go to the doctor, which is another agent in this case, and then the doctor writes the prescription of medicine and the disease you might have. Then he updates that prescription. That is the state currently. Then you take that updated state and you go to the medical shop to buy the medicines. That's your states getting updated by different agents. And this is being supervised by our orchestrator to whom to send it to. Like you went to the nurse, then after that, where you need to go. That's what the orchestrator or the supervisor does. So next is the research part. We'll be researching here, we'll be fact checking here, not exactly we, our agents basically. So then it will go to a blueprint on the topics which we wrote. It will have a blueprint on how the things will be, what the things will be. And then the storyboard or the director on each scene, the duration will be set, right? So if you're teaching LLMs, then embeddings might take 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and everything that will be controlled by this agent. And then you will go to script or narration agents, which will set the durations of the scenes. Then you can see that was the third part. Sorry, this is the third part, which is the production. So you got the script sizes and configuration files from your initial agents. Now what Manim will do, it will take everything and it will create the codes based on the settings and the information you received. And then it will go to renderer. It also have the self-heal agents. If something goes wrong, then it will go back to this agent and it will loop over when the final required video is done. Then you can see this is the voice or sync. You have two options here. Either you can use 11 Labs APIs or any other website's APIs, which will give you the robotic audio over your videos. You don't need to do it manually on your own, or else you can use your own voice and it will get converted to text. That is called speech to text model. You can use Servam because I like Servam. You can use any model. OpenAI's Whisperflow is, I guess Whisperflow is free. Yeah, that is free. So you can use that and you can align it. Like Servam has a feature where each word gets to you with the timestamp, exact timestamp, and you can use it to align. We'll do this together, don't worry. Or else the robotic voice of the 11 Lab text to speech. Here it is speech to text because it's your own voice, and here it is text to speech because you'll have a researcher and a script, and that will directly be fed here. You don't need a human here. And then you align it by the time. Then you go to the fifth part, which is your assembling. Using FFmpeg, you will combine all the clips and you will have the final video. The visual critic will check if all the text is fine and everything is fine or not, and it will tell you the fixes. If not, it will go to the final video. In all these things, you will have human in the loop. What do I mean by that? Suppose 3 steps are done. Now you might set that, okay, I need to think what exactly are the things done. You don't proceed further. Like the agentic workflow should not proceed further. Then human in the loop is there. Or else if there is an error or something is out of bound or something else, then also the code will stop. Human intervention is required and you can resume. It's not like 3 agents are done and then you need to resume it from start. No, since we are saving the checkpoints, you can start it from third thing. Also, what you can do is using the checkpoints, there is a profit thing because you can go back to any step. Suppose you did not like the script and you have the final video now, you can run that agent again and you can continue from there. So this is our architecture and this is how we will proceed. Next, these are the agents which we already spoke about. You can take a look at them. And I also explained you about all these things in detail already. Now, the configuration which we spoke about at the start is this config editor. Then human in the loop, that also we spoke about. Resources, the RAG, it will be saved in your databases and you can either tell the agentic workflows to take it from your sources completely or to a partial range or not at all. So that's it. Then you can give a voice or you can choose the theme as well, what theme you want your final video to be. Then as I said, it's reproducible because the checkpoints are saved at every major steps or epochs, you can say. It depends on you, how do you set them. The tool stacks are these initially, but we will be going further into this. So UV, Python, Manim, FFmpeg, LaTeX, langgraph, Agentic, fastapi, Next.js, Postgres, pgvector, Docker, Gemini API we will be using, 11 Labs, Servam, Git. And these I'll show you how to install from the scratch, and we will write each and every code of like line of the code from scratch. We will understand what's happening behind and how it's working. If we tweak something, what might happen, and everything. It will be completely from scratch. So you can join me in this journey. So we will start with the Manim first, how exactly it's working, because it's important to know. We won't be learning everything because the final Manim video which we will have, or the final Manim code which we will have, it's generated by our agentic workflows. So we don't need to learn everything, but we will learn a basic to medium level, so that if we want to edit few things, we can do it directly and not dependent on the AI completely. And last thing is the foundation of the Manim. And we'll draw some circles, some shapes, some text, and few basic animations. You can subscribe to me in this journey, and we'll do this together. Thank you. You can subscribe. Bye.